Can home prices in DFW actually double in the next 10 years? The answer is, of course, anything's possible, right? But what if this was based upon data and growth? So I want to share with you some information. This past week, I was talking to one of my clients who is very well connected into the construction community at an executive level, including land developers. And these developers were telling him that over the next 10 years, the prices in DFW are expected to double. And that might seem like it's impossible right now because we've had several years of basically flat or no growth. But as we all know, we also had many years of appreciation and accelerated appreciation. So the important thing to understand is anything can happen, but these are people that are professionals in the area. They invest their money. They put their money where their mouth is based on their forecast. And it's based on data. So that means that the probability of that happening or something like that happening is huge. Let me show you a chart just to give you an idea of what appreciation looks like in the state of Texas. So literally going back to 1990, from 1990 to 2011, we had stable growth era, slow and steady. The median home price going from like $68,000, this is crazy, $68,000 to $147,000. Okay, sort of like that's sort of the growth for median. Okay. Then we go into an expansion phase, and this is important. I'll tell you a quick story about this from 2012 to 2019. So 2008 to 2010 was the housing crisis. So we came out of the housing crisis, prices were starting to recover. And at that point in the market in DFW, it was normal to have, you get a pre-approval, you can go out and find a house and negotiate a price reduction or negotiate selling cost credit. That was normal. And I'll never forget this. The nicest man, it was one of my clients. He wanted to buy a house, so it was a place where his grandkids can come over and visit him, and just something real, just a very reasonably priced house in Little Elm. And so we did an approval letter on a Friday night, and he went to make an offer. And then on Monday, I didn't get a contract in. And so I called him up and I said, "Hey, what happened with the negotiation?" He said, "Oh, we got outbid." I go, "You got outbid? Really?" He goes, "Yeah, we got outbid." And from that moment on, which is right here in that 2012. We started not like the frenzy of COVID, but the inventory shrank and it became a very healthy seller's market. So we had from 2012 to 2019, we had this nice run up of a seller's market. Then we go into COVID era right here, right? So you can see it's continued to appreciate. And look from here in 2000 to like 2020. Then you have the COVID. And now we've had a little bit of a flat, but it's expected now to go way up. So the reason why that's so important is because there's a lot of people that I'll meet that have been waiting. They've been waiting for interest rates to fall. They've been waiting until they feel more comfortable. There's a lot of, some people think there's going to be like a crash or something like that. The first thing is there's definitely not going to be a crash. Prices might not double, but they're going to go up significantly. And so the longer you wait to buy, the more you're putting off that wealth gain you're going to have. And really the higher you're going to pay for a house. And the thing is like right now, we have lots of inventory and fewer buyers, but I've already seen situations, I've had two this since January, where I've had clients that found a house, loved the house, but then tried to very aggressively negotiate on the house at a price when there was other offers. And in both cases, like one had another offer and got beat out, and the client was just devastated, even though my agent, had counseled them to make a higher offer. And the other one just wanted more of a concession from the seller, and the seller started at one price, they started this price, the seller came down, they wanted to come down further, the seller rejected it, a week later dropped the price to what they had counter offered the buyer, and sold it one day, and it was the perfect house. Now the client's devastated. So you have to be ready to prepare to buy. Understand that now is the perfect time to buy. We're headed into the spring selling season. So if you've been thinking about selling and buying, I've got great bridge loan strategies for you to do that. If you're a first home buyer or somebody re-entering the marketplace, I can help you with that as well. I help with mortgage planning. Mortgage planning is different than just the pre-approval. It's a pre-approval with a strategy that gives you the lowest cost and highest and best chance to build wealth in that house. So give me a call. I'm here to help, and I hope you have a great day.